Okay, first off, I want to start by saying what you see in this video and what I'm telling you, I am not responsible if you blow your car up or blow your motor or anything like that. This is just showing how I hooked up my nitrous system for my 2004 350Z. And it's pretty much the same procedure as hooking it up to any 350Z with a single throttle body system. Now, with that being said, I repeat, I am not responsible if you screw up your car. Now, just to give you all a little quick update, my shifter finally came in. See a little red button on the side? It's sweet. I love it. Anyway, this video is showing what to do when hooking up a nitrous system. Also, I'm going to explain to y'all the do's and don'ts when installing a nitrous system and the recommendations and and the do's and don'ts when using nitrous, and some of my recommendations to help you all along the line. Now, with that being said, excuse me if I misspelled anything. I suck at spelling. I suck at reading. I grew up around mechanic work, drag racing. I know math real good, but when it comes to spelling, I suck at it. So if I think this word is misspelled, I don't know. So keep your comments to yourselves. Anyway, I know this is probably messy, but I'm going to try to walk y'all through it. Alright, now, this is for a NOS system for the 350Zs, the 3.5 V6 models. And it's pretty much the basic, it's the same basics for any nitrous system, really. I'm going to show y'all how to hook it up. Now, when you order a kit, if it's a fuel injected kit, all right, you're supposed to get two solenoids, one nitrous, one fuel. This is the NOS power shot system I got from Holly Performance NOS, and it even labels nitrous solenoid and fuel solenoid. Okay. Also, they'll tell you an in and an out on both solenoids. Now, you're gonna get two solenoids, a wire, a long red wire with a fuse. You're gonna get a roll of blue wire. You should have a micro switch. This is the basic, what it looks like. Except it has, let me draw it on here. Little micro switch button. And this is the same hookup if you decide to run a handheld button, a steering wheel button, or a gear shift knob with a button on it. It's the same procedure, but you should get a micro switch, some rubber fuel line, a T connector to tap into your fuel line. The solenoids come with two wires connected to them already. Each solenoid has two wires apiece. If you can see right there, both solenoids have two wires coming out the back of them. Okay. You're going to come with a three-way supply switch. You're going to come with a nitrous fogger. And it's going to come with a nitrous bottle, two brackets, and the fitting to fit onto the bottle. Okay. Now, what I do first is find the area that you want to mount your bottle. Okay, pretty easy. Drill your holes, run your bolts, your nuts, your washers. I recommend running some lock washers if you're going to do it that way. If you want to, disconnect both battery terminals and weld the brackets on there, if that's what you want to do. Me, I just bolted mine. So, and I'll show you all that in a second. Then once you found a position, you want to mount your bottle. You go ahead and mount it. Then you're going to connect the line, just hand tight. Don't have to tighten up with a wrench. And then find where you want to pop your hole in the bottom of your trunk, hatch, back seat, whatever. Just make damn sure you don't hit any fuel lines, any wires. Make sure you don't hit your fuel tank or anything like that, because you're going to have some major problems. Then you're going to drill a hole big enough to where you can drop your nitrous line into the hole. And I'll also show you all that in a second. Once you run your nitrous line, run it up underneath your car. Keep it away from any moving parts or any parts that's going to get real hot, like exhaust and stuff like that. Transmissions, not so much. If it's sitting on a transmission, you know, you're good. It's a steel braided line. It's made to handle that. Across a motor, you know, whatever. Just as long as it's not near any hot exhaust, you good. Then once you do that, you're going to get your 2 solenoids, okay? Figure out where you want to put them. What I did was I tapped into my fuel line right here, or for the 350Zs, you can look on eBay and they have a fuel pressure regulator adapter. You undo these 2 bolts, the adapter sits on it, new O-ring, then you put this regulator on top of it. It comes with 2 longer bolts, and then you can run a steel braided line from there to your fuel solenoid. But I did it this way just for now. So also, when you do that, you're gonna be sure to zip tie or secure your nitrous line that's coming from the bottle. Make sure it's away from any moving parts or any hot exhaust areas. Then you're gonna connect it to your nitrous solenoid. Once that's done, then you're gonna take 2 wires. You're going to take 1 wire from your nitrous solenoid, 1 wire from your fuel solenoid. Bring them together, crimp them into a male or female plug. Then you might have to buy some extra wire. Then you're going to have to connect a male or female plug on the other end, join them together, run that down to the micro switch. Then you're going to take the other 2 wires, join them together, which is what I did here. Those are the nitrous solenoid and the fuel solenoid ground, and I just use that bolt right there for a ground, because that's the main ground for everything else. So I just went ahead and grounded there as well. Join them together, ground it to your car. Okay, you got your fuel line. Tap in your fuel line for the car, or use a fuel pressure regulator adapter. Then you're going to take this is your nitrous bottle line right here. You're going to take this line, run to the fuel solenoid with whatever jets, whatever shot size you want to do, and I'll write that down in a second. And then you're going to run this line to the top end of your fuel solenoid, of your nitrous fogger. And this is just a blow up section. It actually screws into your intake duct, and then these are like all the molecules and shit. So your power supply, you're gonna run a ground to the car for your engagement switch. Then you're gonna run 12-volt power to the engagement switch. The top is your ground, the bottom would be your power. It should label it on the switch itself. Top will say earth. Top will say earth, bottom will say power supply or power. The middle will say supply. Then you run the wire down to from your supply to your micro switch. So you got one wire from each solenoid going to the ground, one wire from each solenoid going to your micro switch. Your micro switch, one wire going to the supply, ground, and power. Seems simple enough. And then this is the same for the shift knobs, handheld buttons, steering wheel buttons, and whatnot. Also, just to recommend some do's and don'ts. Do not, whatever you do, do not use wire nuts. Do not use electrical tape, because the last thing you want to do is hand twist the wires together, wrap them in electrical tape, and then when you go to hit the nitrous and you let go of the button, you didn't let off the button, but the nitrous is still spraying. Then you're screwed, because as soon as you let off your throttle, your motor's probably going to get screwed up big time. You do not want to use wire nuts, because again, you don't want one of them to come loose, you let off the button, and the nitrous is still spraying. Or let's say you do wire nuts, your fuel solenoid, one of them comes loose, your fuel solenoid shuts off, but the nitrous is still going. Then you're really asking for problems. Vice versa, you won't hurt nothing, but run a very, very rich mixture. If this shuts off and this is still open, it's just going to make your motor lose all the power, which I'd rather have that happen than the nitrous to keep on spraying. But I always use a good pair of wire strippers, a good pair of wire crimps that crimps the plugs. Get you some ground wire crimp wire deals like that. Put the two wires in there, you crimp them down. And also, see if I can find it. Oh, where it's at. But okay, for instance, these. Those are the type of plugs you want to get. And get some good crimps. Crimp the wire in there. You won't have a problem. And I got these ran all through the car. I even did the same with my shift knob as well. Or use butt connectors. Do not use wire nuts and do not use electrical tape, because you do not want one wire to come loose while you're spraying this stuff, because there's a 50-50 shot that if you use electrical tape or wire nuts, your fuel solenoid might shut off and the nitrous might still keep on going. You won't know nothing until your motor blows up. If you run a 50 shot, it won't do no harm. But anything higher than that, like right now I'm running a 100 shot. My jets came in yesterday. Right now I'm running a 100 shot. That fuel solenoid shuts off and that nitrous keep on spraying, you're gonna detonate. So if you want to pause it, take a good look at it. I know it's messy as hell, but this is pretty much the basics of hooking up a nitrous system. And again, you can hook these two wires up to a shift knob, steering wheel button, handheld button, and whatnot. right here is what I did. Let's see if I can. Sorry, trying to dig for a flashlight. See, what I did was I drilled a big hole enough to put my fitting through. I don't know if y'all guys can see that. And I put silicone around them because you don't want this thing to fill up with water. You know what I'm saying? And that's pretty much where I mounted my nitrous bottle at. Right behind the passenger seat. That way I can reach back here and turn it on or turn it off. And also, my shift knob with my red button. You can get one of these off of forgot what website I ordered this off of. I think it was Jags or something. They're made by Hertz, B&M, whatever you want to call it. Comes with two 12-volt wires. Don't matter which one. All it's doing is connecting a circuit. That's all you're doing, is connecting a circuit for the current to run through. And I ran my wires all up underneath there, tucked up underneath there, nice and neat. There's my plugs. I got some butt connectors. I cut a hole in my panel. That's where I installed my switch. And it's on a continuous power, which, if you can, try to find a switched 12-volt power source. The other one is running. I got constant powers because I ran it straight to the battery because I couldn't figure out a way to tap into my fuse box with that wire. And just to keep anything from shorting out, I'd prefer it run to a 12-volt system on the battery. Just in case. Because if I ran to my fuse box, something might short out or whatever, and it might turn off, it might not, who knows. So I just ran it to my battery source. And also, when using nitrous, you have three safety switches. You got your bottle valve, you got your switch, which is number 2, and then you got your button. All 3 of them have to be on in order for the system to work. One of them's off, the system will not work. And also, I ran it here because I'm good with, I'm good at coordinating here as I shift. So you can get one of these for about $42. You can get one with the shift pattern on it, one without. I found one with the shift pattern on it, but the reverse was over here and up. And that's what the shift pattern was saying. I was looking for one and that was way over here. But you can get one black, white, it don't matter. Yeah. Also, another recommendation I have is to get you an air fuel mixture ratio gauge, because you want to keep an eye on your air and fuel mixture in case it runs lean. That way you can shut it off. So and also for a 350Z, you want to get your oil catch can, because you don't want your PVC valve, or excuse me, PCV valve, to go bad and start feeding oil into your intake while you're spraying nitrous. That is very bad. So just to show y'all how to install a nitrous system, pretty much the basics. I'm gonna leave a link in the description for the websites I get all my parts off of. Nitrous, I got that on eBay. It is a universal 350Z Nissan Maxima nitrous power shock kit, $450. The set of jets I had to buy separate. Also, a lot of my other parts like belts, gaskets, brakes, rotors, just about anything you can think of. Clutch kit, the 2-stage clutch kit I put in here, all that came off of Rockauto.com. Everything's dirt cheap on there. I'll leave a link in the description that on that as well. Also, I'll leave a link in the description for my secondary website if I can't find a part off of Rockauto. It's called partstrain.com. They're a little bit more pricey, but still better than AutoZone, even after shipping. Also, all I run is AMSOIL fluids in all my vehicles: engine oil, power steering fluid, transmission, gear oil, rear end differential oil. All that is AMSOIL. I'll leave a link in the description for that too. You can get on the website, buy the membership for like $25 a year, get a big discount, unless you can find an AMSOIL dealer. And that's all I got for y'all today. Stay tuned. I'm gonna make future videos of 5 things I like, 5 things I hate on the 350Z and whatnot before next week, because next week I'm gonna start training for my new position. I'm gonna be putting in a lot of hours, so I might not have time to do anything. So subscribe to my channel, Supernova here. Appreciate y'all watching. Be sure to check out the links in the description for my websites and whatnot. Help y'all save some money. And until next time, peace out. God bless.